RCW Rubber City Wrestling.
Allow me to beg your indulgence for one moment.
This is the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
The Mick Foley.
And you are watching
RCW Wrestling from the Rubber City.
Rubber City Wrestling.
Real pro wrestling.
Not the flippy stuff.
Have a nice day. Yeah.
Catch RCW Spotlight Sundays and RCW Global Thursdays only on the RCW Network on YouTube.
Yeah, it's been recorded for.
We're recording already? I think we're recording.
You guys are recording.
Hello and welcome to another edition of RCW Spotlight. I am your host, your role model, Rick Lieb. And with me today, he is... What exact titles do you have anymore? It's like that you have everything now.
Well, you know I own the company.
Well, yeah. He is currently the owner of the company. Unfortunately, Tony T has sold it to him because of that freaking McGilla Gorilla thug. I'm not calling her Rory. You know her name.
I took advantage when he was ready to sell. I was fine with that.
You jumped all over it, didn't you?
Damn straight.
Yeah, I'd like to know how much money, because I know that when I asked to buy it, he's like, oh, he was going to give me a discount rate, and it was so high I couldn't.
Well, let's just say I don't think he gave me the discount.
Anyway, Andrew Burkett, you're also the producer of the show. I mean, well, we're kind of co-producers when it comes to the shows. You produce one, I produce one, but
unfortunately, I'm on the one you produce right now.
No. That's very fortunate, because that means that it'll be done right. Won't be late either. It'll be right on time.
And I see you started with a great cameraman.
I know. Well, I mean, you got to go with what you can hire, right? Anyway, we got a good show lined up. All jokes aside, it's good to see you here, by the way. What was that all about? Yeah, you're right. Good point. Your hands are sweaty, by the way. As you see, we're in the gym because been a lot of training going on here.
I was actually training today.
I noticed that.
I'm a little sweaty myself.
You know who's training him, right? This guy. Yeah, this guy. You want to get good?
All Crowley.
Crowley is garbage, man. You come to me, you train really good.
All Crowley.
Crowley's, listen, that's the luckiest 2-year reign of being
a little bit of Blackhawk.
A little bit of Blackhawk in there mixed in, yeah, but mostly it's Crowley's. Yeah, anyway. This show's going to get canceled.
Sooner or later.
Let's go ahead and pay some bills
before we get canceled.
Yeah, before we get canceled. And then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about the show that's happening in 6 days.
And I've got a few announcements about it.
Nice. See you in 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Remember the old days when pro wrestling was king? Back when the Akron Armory was the weekly stop and the matches you saw were real? Well, RCW does, is why we are back at the Akron Turner Club for RCW The Art of War 5. This event will feature 4 World Championship matches and features some of your favorite local stars, including George Davis, Marcus Knight, Alexander Crowley, Carly T. Morris, the Champ, John Potok, your role model, Rick Lieb, and so many more. Tickets are on sale now. General admission, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. Front row, $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Doors open at 5 p.m. Bell time at 6 p.m. Rubber City Wrestling. Real professional wrestling. Not that flippy stuff.
RCW Rubber City Wrestling.
Wake up out there!
This is the Outcast Shannon Moore.
Mr. Technical Barry Horowitz.
Typhoon, the Shockmaster, and the B.A.D.D.
This is Chad Saylor, and you're watching Rubber City Wrestling.
Real pro wrestling.
If you don't believe me, ask me.
I'm Magnum TA, and that's some straight talk with the boss.
Catch RCW Spotlight Sundays and RCW Global Thursdays only on the RCW Network on YouTube.
Hello there, Rubber City Wrestling. This is the future Riot Lee. And Kathy, I think your pint-sized perspective is a bit wrong, or should I say completely wrong, as you're congratulating the wrong person. The real person that you should be congratulating is your mom, Rory Angel, as she has signed the greatest light heavyweight in RCW history, the greatest light heavyweight champion to touch the earth, Alexander Crowley. And Dad, did you realize how big John Potok was before you lured him out of retirement? I mean, he's huge. And Dad, I think you've bit off more than you can chew. Well, anyways, that is it. Peace out.
Welcome back to RCW Spotlight.
I love your son.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think somebody's gonna get legit grounded. Okay.
Oh my God.
First of all,
He's right though. He definitely bit off more than you could chew.
Let me just say this, all right? I get the guy's big. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was when we did the signing of the contract. I'm like, okay, he's even bigger now than he was when we did the PWW.
Definitely is working out for your match.
Yeah, but is he gonna be in ring shape? See, bodybuilder shape is one thing. That's cosmetically. Hey, cosmetic all day.
Remember how I said I was training with Crowley? I happen to know somebody else has been showing up to those same trainings.
Are you saying John's training with Crowley?
Maybe.
All right, well, even if he is, that's not going to be... I'm not worried about it because, you know what? I am a wrestling technician and, you know, I'm not...
You know what? Let me stop you on that. While we're on the subject,
Okay.
let me go on to my first
I'm a
announcement.
technician, that's all I wanted to say.
Let me go on to our first announcement. See, me and John had a little talk about the contract. And because all this stuff
Did Paul Rhodes ref our match?
Well, see, no.
You should unsuspend him.
No.
Jeffrey got his revenge.
And here's the thing.
He
He doesn't want an RCW ref. And I'm all for it. We're bringing in Mr. Mayhem Miller.
From MTV?
Yep, from MTV's, what is it called? Bully Beatdown?
Yeah, which is what I'm about to do.
Former UFC fighter, all that good stuff. And he's going to be reffing your match.
Hold on, I'm looking him up right now.
Jason Mayhem Miller.
I know who he is if you're talking. So the UFC fighter.
The UFC fighter.
He ain't no referee. Why would you get him?
He is a referee. And he is refereeing your match.
No, that ain't even right, dude. Come on, think about it for a minute. He's not a referee. We got good referees like Paul Rhodes that can come in there and referee a match. You need to unsuspend the guy. He's gonna wrestle Jeffrey this Thursday coming up. You know, so Jeffrey gets his revenge even though he's gonna lose.
It's done.
And then
Mayhem is roughing.
You know, I'm gonna be managing Paul Rhodes on this Thursday's.
I heard rumors.
Yeah, he's
I'm
gonna
looking
win. I've been
forward to
training
it.
him.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna. Hey, all I gotta say is, you watch. Just take notes. What happens, what he's about to do to LaRoque, I'm about to do to Potok. That's all I got to say. I'm going to stretch that boy. Wait till you see how good I got this guy.
I'm very much looking forward.
Yeah, I am too.
Looking forward to it. On the other news.
Wait a minute. So literally, UFC fight. You're not just messing with me.
We signed the papers last week. He is reffing your match.
Jason Mayhem Miller,
reffing your match against John Potok. Done deal. In the books.
That's not even cool, man.
Very cool.
I don't even know if I want to do the show anymore.
Very cool. And speaking of other news for the show, did you hear what happened last night down at Lou's Tavern?
I did not.
Apparently, Mr. Glenn Cheney, the butcher, and Mr. Jail Watson happened to be at the bar at the same time. I don't have all the details. Mr. Goho is looking it up right now, figuring out what's going on, but it does not look like either one of them are going to be cleared. Whether it's jail, whether it's hospital, again, I'm not sure. But there was a very big brawl down at Lou's Tavern last night. So, 4-on-4 match, unfortunately now is a 3-on-3 match.
Did Butcher...
I know no details. No details. Again, this happened last night.
I wish I would have been a fly on the wall.
I just found out about it. Since I had to be here today.
Were there any cameras there by any chance? Anybody with a cell phone?
Shannon's looking it up right now, man. He's down there. He's down at Lou's. He's trying to get surveillance tapes. He's trying to figure out who's in the hospital, who's in jail, who's...
You know, not to have an ADD moment, but I'm not going to believe this crap about Mayhem Miller until I see Shannon Goho, who I trust, do his press conference saying that he has signed him. So I think you're making this up.
I'm the one who signed him.
Okay, I get it.
I paid the money.
That's fine. I'll believe it when I hear the commissioner say it. That's all I got to say. Because he won't be fooled, because he'll have to see the contract first.
He was there. He had the contract with them too.
Well, then I'll wait for it. Yeah, I'll wait for it.
So what news do you have?
What news do I have? You're the one that's supposed to be here with all the news. I thought you had some big news on the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Unfortunately, I do.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Well, as you may or may not know,
George Davis about to whoop Marcus Knight's butt.
George Davis's contract's up after Art of War. So we've been in negotiations with him. He's actually hired new management. And
wait a minute, he got rid of Terrence Knight?
I don't know if he got rid of him or he added it, but all I know is this new person is the person talking with us, and they're playing some hardball.
How hard?
Very hard. We've decreed he's still under contract till after Art of War. He has to show up. He has to wrestle Marcus. If not, we're going to strip him of the title.
Well, then who's Marcus going to wrestle? You're just going to give him the belt? Can I wrestle him?
As of right now, it's still George and it's still Marcus. We won't know until the day of if George shows or not. If he doesn't show, we're stripping him of the title. No. You had your chance.
I wrestled a match. I had just wrestled a real hard-fought match.
Shannon and I are going to work on what the decision will be if we have to strip the title.
Listen, here's an idea. Because I do know that Tony T had his old law about the former champion, but I think that you skip that former champion if you are thinking that and go to the guy that held it a couple years ago, which was me.
No. If we're going to do something like that, we'll stick with the...
I'm a 2-time world heavyweight champion. Do you understand that?
Yeah, when's the last time, though? How many people have had it since you?
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we maybe go in order? We'll give the last person an opportunity. Then
Cody Reaper.
If he doesn't want it, maybe we'll give the person before that an opportunity. If he don't want it, maybe we'll give the person before that. And if like the 30 people that have had the belt since you all say no, maybe we'll think about you. But then again, you're facing John Potok, so you'd be doing double duty.
Somebody else can wrestle John and have that. John can wrestle the guy that's roughing the match. I'll take it from there. I'll get Marcus. I'll get my revenge, and then
I have a feeling that one of the 30 people that have the belt had the belt since you.
Let's see, Cody Reaper.
Yeah, who was?
Then Schizo before that.
And do you think they're both going to say no?
And then Cody Reaper again.
Yeah, and then so he gets another shot at it.
And then the Rogue, right?
Yeah, so think he's
Oh, no,
gonna
no, no.
say
Skit's going from the Rogue, and then... Oh, so it's me. That ain't 30 people.
Alright, so a lot of people...
I might be missing someone.
Yeah, I think you might be too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well...
All those concussions.
I'm going to call them all and tell them...
CT is a bitch, right?
I don't know what you're talking about because I don't have it. Anyway, really, Mayhem Miller, man.
Mayhem Miller?
Gosh, I think you're lying, man. Why would you bring him out of that thing?
Wouldn't be.
You know, who the heck thinks of, oh, hey, let's get a guy that's from UFC to referee a wrestling match? Does he even know anything about wrestling?
He knows a thing or two.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I guess he'd be fitting since I'm about to beat down a bully, right?
Sure, yeah. There will be a bully that gets beat down.
Yeah, I know. John Potak's a bully, and I'm going to beat him down.
Sure.
He was a bully when he interfered in my match, thinking that he could just bully my guys around. And so now he's about to pay the price.
Sure.
What are you suring?
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, my gosh.
30%.
Has this segment been 10 minutes yet? Because I really need to just end it right now. That's how much I want to. Anything else you got to tell us? Why don't you just spill something else on us? I mean, first, now you're telling me George Davis, who's my good friend.
You're a good friend. Hey, you know, this guy who's doing the negotiation, blame it on him.
I'm at a loss for words.
He's saying that he doesn't want to wrestle Marcus. He doesn't want to wrestle until he gets his new contract.
Well, give him his new contract.
We offered him way more than we offered you, and he said no.
Why would you offer anybody way more than you offer me?
Because we want George.
Well, I want George too, but you know he should have said yes to the same as me or a little bit under.
Well, he's saying no to more than you.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right. We should go to commercial.
I think so too because
we got to pay for that referee.
Yeah. Well, before we go to commercial, let me ask you about the shirt because what does that even mean? What's a
Flaming
I got
Moe's?
toasted?
I got toasted at Flaming Moe's.
Flaming Moe's. What's a Flaming Moe's?
Flaming Moe's. It's a great drink.
I've never been there.
Never been to Flaming Moe's?
I've never even heard of it. Tell me about it.
It's on The Simpsons. You ever watch The Simpsons?
Oh, is it real though?
Yeah.
Or is it just a joke?
Yeah, no, they travel around and they have pop-ups bars. Went to it this past winter.
So it's not actually here.
It was.
Oh, Flaming Moe's from the... I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, Aerosmith played.
Nuh-uh. I'm about to say. Steven Tyler ain't got a voice to play. You know. Ask anybody that bought tickets for that concert. Yeah, I bet they're happy about that. Speaking of which, Def Leppard, Journey, great concert. Sammy Hagar basically did a Van Hagar concert.
I thought we were a wrestling show. Why are we talking about?
I'm just letting you know, man. You brought up Aerosmith, and I brought up the ones that actually showed up for their gig. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a commercial break, but when we come back, we gotta do the unfortunate thing of taking your questions.
Remember the old days when pro wrestling was king? Back when the Akron Armory was the weekly stop and the matches you saw were real? Well, RCW does, which is why we are back at the Akron Turner Club for RCW The Art of War 5. This event will feature 4 World Championship matches and features some of your favorite local stars, including George Davis, Marcus Knight, Alexander Crowley, Carly T. Morris, the Champ, John Potak, your role model, Rick Lieb, and so many more. Tickets are on sale now. General admission, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. Front row, $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Doors open at 5 p.m. Bell time at 6 p.m. Rubber City Wrestling. Real professional wrestling. Not that flippy stuff.
RCW Rubber City Wrestling.
Hello, yes, this is Danhausen.
This is Sunny from Glow.
The Birdman Coco Beware.
Luke the Dumpster Drosen.
Gangrel, and you're watching Rubber City Wrestling.
Real pro wrestling.
Not that flippy stuff.
Get your thrill with the real.
Keep banging and banging.
Take care and sunny smiles.
Catch RCW Spotlight Sundays and RCW Global Thursdays only on the RCW Network on YouTube. Would you like to see your commercial aired on both RCW Spotlight and RCW Global? Contact us on social media at facebook.com/Rubber City Wrestling, Instagram at Rubber City Wrestling, or email us at the RCW Network at gmail.com.
Welcome back to RCW Spotlight. Well, fans, it's that time of the show again. You've got questions?
We got answers.
That sucked. If you'd like for us to answer your question on the air, feel free to write us at x.com/Wrestling
Rubber.
Yes, Wrestling Rubber. Absolutely. Before we actually go to the questions, though, I just want to give my condolences out to a very close friend of Rubber City Wrestling. Passed away yesterday. His name is Greg Kelly. He was a pastor. He actually would be the one that would pray for every one of the wrestlers to have a safe event every single show. He would do it, and he's also a guy that, you know, whenever I would ever have any problems, he would basically send me prayers and stuff. Even when I didn't, he would just be like, "Here, was thinking of you, thought you might need this," and would send me like a verse or something. And weirdly enough, they always seem to match what the heck's going on at my house. And the guy had some kind of power, and heaven just earned themselves one heck of a warrior. So rest in peace, PGK. We love you. And our thoughts and prayers are with his wife, Deb, too. Anyway, we had to get that out of the way. I don't want to get all depressed, so let's get to these questions and hope that for a change, they're good. We're doing live studio audience. So, what would you like to ask?
So, I know RCW is on a break for the summer for the most part, with the exception of the show that was done at Gargano's.
Yes.
So, we haven't seen the Hawaiian Lions all summer. Are the Hawaiian Lions going to be defending their tag titles in August at Art of War? Are they broken up? What's been going on with them lately?
I'll field this. As I mentioned before, Hawaiian Lions are part of that 3-on-3 against the Backwoods Carnival people.
I don't even know what they're called. Do they have a name?
They do. Don't know what it is off the top of my head, obviously. But yeah, it'll be Hawaiian Lions and Big Black Hawk versus Patches, Schizo, and Backwoods Zook.
The Butcher's now out of it.
Yeah, well, again, jail
Hope he's not in jail after beating up J.L. Watson.
Well, actually, I'm kind of hearing the reverse. I think it's J.L. Watson's in jail and Butcher's in the hospital. But again, I'm not sure.
Yeah, right.
I don't know the details. But definitely, and at Gargano's, we did have a #1 contendership match that will be airing, or just aired on Global. And that is slated for October. The Hawaiian Lions putting their belts up against the Heavy Metal Heartthrobs.
Okay. All right. So, change subject a little bit. Why would you offer George Davis more than me? I'm the biggest draw in RCW. You know, everybody loves me. You hear them going, "Woo!" when I come out there, which I believe is like their way of cheering me on.
You know, we're paying John Potok way more than you too, right?
Way more than me?
Way more than you.
Yeah, right. Come on now.
I think it's like twice as much as we're paying you.
What is wrong? If Tony T said in my contract that I would get the most money on the roster, guaranteed.
And when Tony T owned it, I'm sure you were.
Shouldn't that roll over to the next ownership?
I can't help you.
I think I need to get myself somebody to renegotiate my contract.
You might want to talk to George Davis. You'll end up in the same boat.
You know what? Once I win that belt and you have to pay me world championship money, it'll be all right then. So we'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you for your question. P.S. If I had to comment on that, nobody really cares about the Hawaiian Lions. So, you know, it's probably better for the company if they're not there. Just saying. Lionheart, damn good wrestler. Draven Post, ratings killer. Just telling you. Keep that in mind when his contract's up. Anyway, you
probably be paying him more than you too.
Whatever. You go ahead.
Yeah, Gene from Oshkosh. Now that you're the new owner, Andrew, what are you thinking about shaking up any of the any leadership, any management, any referees or anything like that?
Absolutely. We have definitely brought in some new refs. Since
I've
I've
been
been
an old one too.
Brought an old one too.
And Nick Bish, he's like real old. Like I think like Earl Hebner old.
And as old as you. Again, I'm the one who brought in Shannon to be our commissioner as well. So yeah, we definitely have shucking things up a little bit, branching out a little bit, where we'll be hopefully wrestling a little more in Cleveland. Gargano's was a great success. Unfortunately, we can't wrestle there anymore. But again, our hearts are out to them.
Yeah, exactly.
But
did you buy tickets for the show? Yeah, he's gonna come as well. Right? Maybe.
Actually, I didn't even accept their money. I just went ahead and gave them some tickets for the show after the tragedy they went through.
No, I don't blame you. I'm not gonna be mad at you.
But who knows if they'll come? I mean, obviously it's tough times, but hopefully they'll be able to make the show.
Wait a minute. Why would you want him there? He slapped me in the face.
That's why I want him there.
You know, first of all, owning the building or not, the dude slapped me in the face. Security should have rushed him out and put him in jail.
I was hoping he'd let me get one in.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. You guys cracked me up with that. You know, I thought it was a mosquito bite at first, and then I realized his hand was there, and I'm like, what the heck?
Really? I was handing him a mic. I thought he was just going to say something to you.
Yeah.
I've never been more proud.
Oh, shut up, man. That ain't even right. Anyway, yeah, there's some things getting shaken up in Rubber City Wrestling. One of them is going to be my contract when I get my attorney to get on the job. Donald R. Dix, you all know him. I'll have him get on the job and work me out a deal so that I can get more money now that apparently he's throwing dollars around like they're freaking
Only to good
candy.
wrestlers.
Trick or treat.
Only to good wrestlers.
Whatever. I'm the best wrestler on your roster. I'm the GOAT. All right. Is there any more questions?
Actually,
we
got one from Twitter. Or excuse me,
Sure
X.
we do.
X. Here, allow me. Hey, role model!
Why does this person get through every week? Why do you even let this happen? You know it's just to talk trash to me.
So how many ambulances are you going to have at Art of War to assist you in getting out of the ring after John Potak's, I can't say that word, but we'll just say wins?
First of all, John Potak will not win. I don't care who he got to referee the match. Hopefully this dude knows how to count to 3.
I definitely count.
John Potak will not win. Read my lips. He will lose. Second of all, you're not going to need an ambulance, just a wham-ambulance when John's crying because he got humiliated like he deserves for interfering in my match.
You know what I hope? After the ref hits the 3, John goes, no, give me 5.
Charity's calling himself the generic freak.
I don't think that's what he's calling himself.
I'm pretty sure he said generic freak.
I'm fairly certain.
And he's right, he is generic. And I'm kind of a freak of nature looking like that.
Pretty certain that's not what he said.
Whatever. You say tomato, I say tomato. Actually, who the heck says tomato? Does anybody really say tomato? I want to know this. I'm
going to start saying tomato.
I want somebody, if you actually do say tomato, please write in and tell me, yes, you do, and explain to me where the origin of this came from, because that is the stupidest word I've ever heard.
And if you want to be in our live studio audience and throw rotten tomatoes at this guy, you can find us on x.com/wrestlingrubber.
Whatever. Is that it?
I think so.
Good. Anyway, Andrew, I would say it was a pleasure having you on, but after all the news that you just sprung up on me, I don't think it is anymore. But thank you for co-hosting with me. Ken Sermonero will be back next week. I hope.
I hope.
I pray.
If not, I'm always willing to, sit here
I'll
and
pass.
make fun of you.
Anyway, for Andrew Burkett, I am your role model, Rick Lee, former 2-time World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, saying join us again next week for another edition of RCW Spotlight. Salute.
Thank you.